Welcome to the Holding Space Workbook, a reflection and practice guide for compassionate conversations. This workbook is a companion to The Power of Holding Space, a guide to empathy, presence, and human connection, written by Petrinia Wirtz-Onuoha. This workbook is designed to help you practice the art of holding space in real life. Holding space is a skill developed through reflection, awareness, and intentional practice. Section 1. Understanding your fixing instinct reminds us that the greatest gift we can offer is simply being present. Use this reflection exercise to consider a recent conversation where someone shared a struggle. In the self-awareness prompt, first identify your typical instinct when people come to you with problems. Then, reflect on what you think people actually need most in those moments and write down your thoughts. Section 2 focuses on developing the skill of reflective listening. This helps people feel heard, understood, and respected by gently reflecting back what someone has shared without judgment. This deeper reflection asks you to rate your comfort level with simply listening without responding immediately. Then, reflect on what makes this challenging for you. Write your reflections in the space provided. Section 3 is about naming emotions with compassion, which is sometimes called emotional validation. This exercise asks you to think of 3 emotions people commonly share and write a validating statement for each. Take a personal reflection on how emotions were handled in your family growing up. Choose the options that best describe your experience. Then reflect on how this has influenced your responses to others' emotions today. Section 4, Affirming Strength and Dignity, reminds us that holding space includes reminding people of their resilience without minimizing their experience. Write 3 statements that affirm someone's dignity during a difficult moment. This self-reflection prompt asks, what words encourage you when you face challenges? Write them down. Understanding what encourages you helps you recognize what others need to hear and guides you in affirming them. Section 5 is about practicing intentional presence. This involves slowing down to fully listen and respond thoughtfully. Use the presence awareness exercise to reflect on being present, distractions, and creating calm before responding. Then, write a practice intention for the week. Section 6, Conversation Practice, introduces a 4-step structure for future conversations. Reflect, name emotion, affirm strength, and offer choice. Start with Step 1, reflect what you heard, and write your version of an introductory reflective response. Step 2 is to name the emotion. When you name an emotion, you signal to the other person that you truly see their experience. Remember to use tentative language and offer the emotion as an observation, not a conclusion. Write your version of this step. Step 3 is to affirm their strength. Affirming strength honors the person, including their capacity to endure and grow, without dismissing their current difficulty. This offers hope. Write your version of this step. Step 4 is to offer choice, which returns agency to the person struggling. After practicing this step, reflect on how this approach changes the dynamic of the conversation. Note how the other person responds, whether the conversation feels more collaborative, and what shifts in energy occur. Section 7 focuses on personal growth and reflection. After practicing these exercises for a few weeks, consider 4 key areas. Reflect on changes you've noticed in your conversations and how people have responded differently. For the closing reflection, remember that holding space is a powerful act of kindness, creating environments where people feel safe, respected, and valued. These 3 elements are crucial for strengthening relationships and fostering emotional well-being. Now, write your personal intention for holding space. It should be honest, specific, and meaningful. Remember to revisit this intention often, as growth is a sign of practice, not a failure. An optional group exercise, great for workshops, involves pairing participants to practice reflective listening, naming emotions, affirming strength, and offering choice. Afterward, discuss what felt different and what made you feel heard.